So he can tell him the deep idea, but 9 times out of 10, it's going to go over his head. So how does a good Rav be able to do it? He has a mashal, he has a parable. He tells him a story. Now the story, if I just told you the story outside, you'd say, what are you telling me the story? The story makes no sense. But when I tell you the story and I say, now this story explains to you a certain principle, you say, wow, now you understood the principle. Now again, the purpose of telling you the story wasn't so I could tell you the story. It was so that you would be able to comprehend the principle that alone you wouldn't be able to comprehend it. So basically, what is the story? A story is a livush. It's a dress up. I'm dressing up the concept in something that in a language that you can understand it. That's why it says Shlomo HaMelech, which was the Chacham Mikol Adam, he was the wisest man of all. He come with 300,000 parables, 300,000 ways to bring down a concept in the Torah in 300,000 ways. Each way is so that person A, on his level, he understands computers, he would bring it to him in a way that in a language of computers. This guy understands mechanics, he brings it to him in a way of mechanics. This guy understands art, he brought him the Torah in the way of a person who understands art. Each one according to the language that he understands. Maybe this is a pshat of what it says that the Torah was written Be'er Hetev. Be'er Hetev, it says Rashi, in 70 languages. What do you mean?
70?
70 languages. So what right? So what is going on with 70 languages? Why dafka 70 languages?
70 virgin wives when you go to heaven.
So actually, you're going to find out. You're going to find out that these are all concepts that brought down from the Kabbalah. This of the 70 and the 70 and the 70 we spoke about. Everything is brought down. They stole everything already. They stole everything. So let's see. Let's see how it works. Hopefully, we can convey the idea of Hashem. When Hashem wanted to create this mashal, this parables, so that man could understand, He created the pipe. But the pipe itself doesn't do the work unless you have a mechanism by which the receiver is going to receive. So I say them like this. This that I'm telling you now stings. I'm talking to you, right? A pipeline. But the pipeline itself has to have parables. You need. So we're talking now. Yes, we're talking. Okay. So now the words that we're saying. If I was just to tell you the concept, I'll give you all this background. It would be very difficult to comprehend, to bring it down. So we need to bring it down into a language that we can understand it. This idea of bringing it into a language that we can understand it is called a mashal and nimshal. But in the Sfarim HaKadoshim, it's called chashmal. So if you look in the first shiurim, you'll remember that we spoke about chashmal when we talked about the talit. What's a chashmal?
Chashmal is
electricity.
The thing in Israel. Yeah, the chashmal.
Electricity. So get ready, okay?
It's the thing the Israelis are always freaking out about.
So chashmal is created from two words. And again, mark what I'm telling you down, because you're going to see that this is the story of the Megillah, is all this. Okay? Chash means quiet. Chash, quiet. And the word mal literally means to circumcise, right? Like brit milah, mal. Umal Hashem et levavcha ve'et levav zaracha. Umal, mal. But mal, brings down the Tzemach Tzedek, also is rooted in the word ruach milah. Ruach milah is a speaking tongue. It's the ability to speak. So again, chashmal is comprised of two things: quietness, an ability to be quiet, and the mal part is actually the ability to speak. So we have two things here. Okay, so chashmal again, quietness, chash, and mal, speaking. Okay. So bring down the Tzemach Tzedek. What's chash? The quiet part is that when things are so close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to the revealness, to the revelation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they don't exist. They're quiet. You barely detect them, right? That's what I told you that the closer something is to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more batel, the more nullified it is. It doesn't exist. The farther away it is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the louder it gets. It has an independent existence. Easy, right? Makes sense, right? The closer something is to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, The more you know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more you don't exist. The more you're not going to do anything that's negative towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The more a person doesn't know HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more gashmiut he is, the more physical he is, the louder he's going to be in terms of independent existence. Okay? It's a very simple concept, right? So chashmal is the ability to take things that are chash, which are quiet, which represent being close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and bring them into physical world, bring them into words. Speak about them. That's what we call divrei Torah. Divrei Torah means speaking things of Torah, speaking Torah. Torah sheba'al peh, speaking it. Right? So, the two concepts are the way that we bring things into the world. Okay? So I told you before. So like we said that the tzinor, the pipeline, it's not a pipeline. It's not a physical pipe. It's a way that we understand kedusha. It's mashal and imshal. It's taking things that are chash, which are quiet, which are so close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and opening them up and bringing them down to a level where we can comprehend them. Okay, where we can comprehend them. When you're on a level that we can comprehend, that's called mal. That's called speaking. We can talk about it. What kind of things can you talk about? And this is back to the Neshama of the Aliyah. He was able to talk about things, all the things. Why? Because he was able to bring them down onto a level that people can understand them. So we already see what we're talking about is something on a very high spiritual state. The realm of bringing things over to somebody, of transferring, of bringing kedusha and bringing it into gashmiut is called yesod. It's called yesod. It's the foundation of everything that is the world. The world doesn't exist but for this. Because if there's no way of bringing of ruchniut into gashmiut, then there's no way that the creatures can receive. If there's no way that the creatures can receive, there's no point of the world. Then what's the point of the world? You told me the whole point of the world is to be meitiv. But if the creatures themselves can't receive, if there's no way that they can receive, they can't be meitiv. So what did Hashem do? Hashem created, like I told you, He created what's called levushim, garments. He took physicality and said, listen, the reason I'm giving you physicality is not because I need physicality, and it's not because you need physicality. It's because physicality is going to serve as a method by which you're going to understand spiritual concepts. You want to understand love? You're going to understand love on a high level. So I give you physical love. I give you a relationship between husband and wife so that you can understand a holy concept, higher concepts. I give you a son, not that so a person should God forbid worship the sun, but so that the person should understand what it means that God's light is vast. And that what it means that when you put a candle next to the sun, it's as if it doesn't exist. You understand now what it means to be batel, doesn't exist. The light, when I put a candle next to the sun, it physically is here. But in terms of an independent existence, it doesn't look like anything. So you see why the sun was in the world. One time the Chafetz Chaim said, when the locomotive train came into the world, what was the point of the locomotive train? He said it was to show that what one hot Jew can do. One hot Jew can carry the entire orchestra of Jews. That's the locomotive. This is what the Gedolim were able to see. They said, wait a minute, what's the point of the Gashmiut? It wasn't there just to be enjoyed. It was there in order to teach us a lesson, to be unleashed, to open it up. The world that we understand, that we comprehend, is keneged, the blueprint of it is the human body. The human body is called an olam katan. It's a small world. On the right of the person, the right arm is called chesed. The left arm is called gvura. The torso, which contains the heart and the vital organs, is called tiferet. The legs are called netzach and hod. This is the body. If I was to compare it to you, to show you how it runs into the world, You have Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot as the three Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet. And then you have two special holidays which are called the legs. The legs, the foundation of the entire Jewish holidays is two holidays. They're not Torah ordained holidays. They are holidays called Purim and Chanukah. Purim and Chanukah is Netzach and Hod. Hod is Chanukah. And Netzach, which represents the victorious method by which Hashem turns things around, that's Purim. Okay. Now, this is the way that we create everything. This is the way that the world runs. Now, all this is great, these concepts of holidays and concepts of Torah and concepts, but there has to be some way that we can take it, bring it down to us, connect us to it. And this is called Yesod. Yesod is brought down, it's connected to Brit milah. Brit milah is Yesod. So we know, and again, this is going to be a topic that either you didn't think about really too much thought into it, but I don't know if you heard about it before or didn't hear about it before. But it's imperative to understand it because it's the foundation of everything that is in the world. The Brit Milah, the spot of the Brit Milah is the ability to connect. It's the ability to connect. It connects on the physical world, man and wife. On the spiritual world, it connects your wisdom, your intellect, your theories, to your ma'asim and your machshava, to your ma'asim and your dibur. Okay, again, what's physical is physical. I'm not talking about physical tonight. We're going to go. We're using the physical just as a means by which we understand the spiritual. You want to understand what's the yesod. You want to understand what's brit milah. Brit milah is the ability to connect. It's the ability to flow vitality into a concept. It takes machshava and connects it to your dibur, to the words that you're speaking. It takes your machshava, your feeling, and connects it to the actions that you're doing. When man is created, the ability to transfer, to connect the pipelines is covered up. Hashem uses different garments to relay the message. So it's called that it's covered. Again, when I want to convey to you a deep concept, I give you a story. The story is a covering of the deep concept that I'm telling you. The truth of the matter is, if you would shed the story that I'm telling you, you would reveal the concept. And once you attain the concept, you don't need the story anymore. The story is only there so that you understand the concept. Simple? Makes sense? The same thing with the Brit Milah. The ability to connect doesn't come naturally. So Hashem gives us physicality. And our ability to, quote unquote, circumcise physicality means the ability to remove physicality and get to the underlying message is called a Brit Milah. When you do that, it's called that you did a Brit Milah. You remove the orla. You remove the covering. Make sense? Make sense? You're removing the covering. If you looked in the Kodesh HaKodashim, in the Holy of Holies, in the tabernacle, they had a parochet. When we have in Sefer Torah in the Beit Knesset, right? We have a parochet. What's the point of the parochet? The parochet separates